What is soemthing you used to live and breathe for years but now don't? Having a social media presence seems pretty irrelevant to me now actually. Partying. I was the life of the party. Got chronic migraine, and now alcohol is a trigger. I don't miss it. But it's interesting to find out who only liked me when I was drunk. The need to progress in life. I make enough money to pay my bills. I don't need some dream job. I just take life one day at a time. The Marvel Universe. My dad used to be my Marvel bro and we'd obsess over it, watch all the trailers, theorize, go see the films on opening day. It was awesome. Infinity War was in the slightly distant future and it was gonna be epic. I lost him just before Doctor Strange came out. I still go see them and sometimes people come with me, but it's not the same when they don't get the references. I miss him like hell. I miss always having something to look forward to. Concerts. I used to love going to concerts and being front row, but my body can't handle it anymore and I'm only 33. Exercise. I was a gym rat for over 10 years. Now I have to force myself to work out. Anger, sadness, and living in victim mindset. Gaming. I could literally play all day and never get bored. Now after an hour or two I want to do something else. Posting Instagram stories. Nowadays I just forget it exists sometimes, lol. The show The Walking Dead. When it first came out I was downright obsessed with it. I always talked about it, always wore merch for it, and watched it on repeat. Norman Reedus, or Daryl in the show, was also a big part of this obsession. I stopped being so obsessed with it all once a few seasons went by. Edit, by a few season I mean I stopped after season 8 lol, and after I got my first boyfriend. Man, remember MySpace? I used to spend hours on there customizing my profile, choosing the perfect song to represent my mood, and making sure my top friends list was just right. It was the place to be, and everyone was on it. Now, I can't even remember the last time I logged in or heard anyone mention it. It's like it just disappeared overnight. Horses. Thought I'd never give up horses, but my income hasn't exactly aligned with the cost of keeping one. Maybe one day. My marriage. Infidelity is a killer of all things. My give a shit-o-meter about the opinions of others. Card got declined at the counter? Someone makes fun of my annoying laugh? Get told my opinions suck? Literally do not care. So liberating. I had an Instagram around 5 years ago and I religiously posted there every day. Makeup. You won't catch me bareface at all no matter how hot and humid it is outside. Now I only wear makeup on events like weddings and stuff. I prioritize my skincare now. Making GIFs. I used to be in Photoshop all the time making one GIF after another. Now I just don't care. Marlboro's so glad to not use tobacco anymore. Gym life. I'd go twice a day, meal prepped every Sunday. Was in the best shape ever. But then I had a kid, career, marriage, my priorities shifted. Honestly happier now though. Work. Stopped caring when I realized I was the machine making money for others. It took years of unlearning, but decentering men. I didn't even realize how much of what I did was for the male gaze. I'm embarrassed to even admit this, but I was conditioned and had no idea. This realization and doing the work to truly center myself, it's been freeing. Red heart. I don't hate men, or anyone for that matter lol, I just love myself more now. My inhaler. Haha, luckily I outgrew childhood asthma so don't need it to breathe anymore. The weight of others' opinions of me. Watching TV series. Back in the days I can watch like 4 to 5 seasons of any show that caught my interest in one sitting, but because of work and responsibilities those days were gone. Cigarettes. Active social life, specifically partying. When I was in my 20s, if my friends went to a club or bar or party and I didn't, I'd get such FOMO. I didn't want to miss any party or night out. Always wanted to be drinking or smoking weed with people. Now, the thought of that exhausts me. Music. Playing my guitar more specifically. Would play for HRS and HRS, or if I had the day off from work, I would practice/play all day if able. I was quite good, but I haven't even picked up my guitar for about the last 5 YRS. I'm probably rusty as fuck now. But, life happens. Woman shrugging, light skin tone. Oh man. The Mormon Church. I am delighted to give my daughter a better opportunity than I had to make choices. Unavailable men. Facebook. It was really the only thing I enjoyed in my 20s and now I don't care for it at all. Was conservative before COVID, after COVID switched parties. Kinda an outcast from my family. Ice hockey. I was a rabid Chicago Blackhawks fan for decades, well before their 2010 to 2015 winning streak. Now I couldn't tell you who is on the team. Alcohol. I used it as a coping mechanism and drank heavily for 9.5 years and could barely go without it. I quit this past January and had one slip up in April where I drank a bottle of Disaronno but haven't had a drink since. It's been difficult, but I'm hoping it's worth it. But mine is football, soccer. Grew up loving it and wanting to be a pro player. Followed it religiously. Consumed most of my personal time playing or watching it. If I had no one to play with, I played it on my own after school until it was time for me to come in for bed. I now only watch during certain times and not with any passion at all. Relationships. Veterinary medicine, emergency/critical care. 55 hours a week working overnights, weekends and holidays, pretty much any time a regular vet clinic would be closed. 5:30 p.m. till 8 a.m. the following morning if the owners came on time to pick up their pets to transfer or take home. On the weekends it was so busy you were lucky to make it to the bathroom before wetting yourself from holding it. I went 10 years without a holiday off with my family, and then got mocked the year I asked for my birthday off. What, are you 12? I went to school for this. I literally went to school for this and it became my life. At the end of many years, I was done, burned out and exhausted. I loved the medicine and the challenge of difficult cases. I hated the toxic, high-stress workplace. I would come home with mystery bruises and cuts with no idea how I got them. Being a vet tech is a physical job. I met some amazing people and learned from them all. I also got my tires cut, had a gun pulled on me and had clients physically attacked because an emergency vet visit isn't free, and I was a cruel, heartless person who was going to let their animal, who laid up in the yard for 5 days before they got excited about it, die. I'm not in the field now, and while I do miss parts of it, I have a life now. And I can sleep at night. ZZZ. Tennis. I have no idea why I gave it up, but I played at least twice a week. Had the cute get-ups and everything. Boxing. Got injured. Gained 30 plus pounds and can't be bothered with it anymore. Beer. The MCU. It was a great ride. It's impressive how they pulled that off with such continuity, but it should have ended. Now it's like Jordan playing for the Wizards.